Yeah.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of the Paranormal Swamp Talk. Uh, I'm your host, Howard Petrie. Of course, we have the beautiful Miss Rosie Page
Hey,
and
everybody.
the always lovely Crystal Kohler. Crystal, you've been gotten some radiation
I've got a little
treatment. That's Mr. Tim Kohler. And tonight's guest is Mr. Jesse Stuart from These Ghosts. We've never done a technical show. It's sad to say that. And I've been doing this for well over a year, and I've never had a technical show. And this is going to be the first one for me. And I'm trying my best. Okay. I'm going to try to stay awake because, I mean, a lot of this technical stuff does get you to kind of sleepy, but we're going to make it fun. We're going to make it fun so where everybody can enjoy it and have a good time and learn some things from Jesse, because he just showed me something that blew me out of the freaking water, people. And I'm getting one.
Water.
It blew like the shitter completely up. Now, I'll tell you, Jesse, welcome to the show. And
hey,
would you show us what you showed us in the before the show started? And if this doesn't get you, look at this.
Conjuring fan.
Oh my God! Look at that! Oh my look. If you don't want one of them, I mean, you're not a paranormal investigator. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, that is so freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting one for Jackie, and I'm going to just put it in the shower when she's in the shower. When she comes out, to be sitting there just beeping at her and shit. You know? I just want to see it.
Oh yeah.
I want to torture that woman. I am. So, Jesse, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about yourself, and tell us, how did you get started in this business? And yeah, she's on there. Look, she's already commenting. Yes, look, I'm gonna scare the shit out of you.
Well, so man, it all started. I guess my interest level in it started when I was younger. Kind of sum it up, make it a fast story. I lived with my buddy, and they left to Kansas City and said, "Here's the keys to the house." So I'm like, "All right, I'm a young lad, party time, whatever." I go inside, sit down on the couch, and the TV kicks on, and then all of a sudden on the VCR it says play. The movie Ace Ventura: Pet Detective pops on, so I'm like, ADHD kicks in. I start watching the movie. Then it says stop and eject, and the tape came out of the VCR about 2 foot.
What?
Yeah, and so at that point, I mean, I ran out of the house because I've never seen a VCR tape come out of a VCR about 2 foot. So it started there, and about 8 years ago, I joined a team. And from that point on, I've been investigating everything you can imagine.
Denise.
I basically realized from that point, and companies were charging crazy amounts of money for equipment, and I made it a goal to
That's the real truth.
figure out and decide that I was going to try to sell it at a fraction of a price. Might not be as pretty, but it does and functions the exact same way.
Absolutely.
It sounds good to me. I mean, hell, and you're saving money. That's the best part. You know? I mean, I love the idea.
And at first, I started just making it for people. A few people messaged me here or there, but then next thing you know, like it's getting to a point where I'm like, damn, I need to get a site. And I got a site, got the website up, and it stayed busy from that point on.
So where are you located, Jesse? Where's D's Ghost out of?
Southeast Missouri.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's always fun. It's always fun. And to be honest, man, I've always done this as just a hobby. Like I'm not really, I know it sounds weird, and but I'm not really in it too much for the money to do this. You know, I mean, I own 2 other businesses, so I don't really need to do this. I do it because I enjoy making the equipment, and the expressions and the feedback I get from customers when they find something is just amazing.
Someone Facebook users, if you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and allow Facebook, or if you just leave the video and come back in and allow StreamYard to view who you are or to have access to your Facebook profile, then we'll be able to actually see who you are. But someone said, I fry equipment, so I hardly use them.
Well, that's okay because I offer insurance on all my products. You can purchase insurance on all your products.
And get another one.
It's like going to, what's the name?
I touch all of our equipment with baby hands, you know, like this.
No, honestly, dude, that's for real what happened. That's why I started offering insurance because I started hearing like horror stories of people either not getting their equipment from companies, or they get it and it didn't work, or they dropped it and it broke. And I said, dude, you know what? I'm going to offer insurance on all my products, and they get a one-time replacement within 6 months.
There you go.
Chrissy, you need to get with Jesse. I mean, Chrissy has a business. And I think with your technology and with Chrissy's equipment, that that would be some mind-blowing shit that would come out of your shop.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You never know what I'm going to come up with. I think that's what people like, is I'm always like trying to do something different. Mm-hmm. I even had to like take stuff off of my site because I had too much crap on there. Like there was so much equipment on there. Like I was like, man, I got to like dumb this down a little bit. So
Chrissy's equipment wouldn't be exactly appropriate.
It's petri dish material.
Yes.
I mean, so that's all right because I'm not really politically correct. I mean, you can look at the name of the company.
This is not political.
No politics.
Like if you pull this out in front of a client, they would be like, that kind of equipment.
I don't know. D's Ghost.
Yeah, adult entertainment equipment.
The D's Ghost, and you can put on there D's Nuts.
Exactly. That's where the name came from. That's the best part.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was actually a joke between me and a friend. And he's like, D's Nuts. And I'm like, dude, that's my name of my ghost hunting company, D's Ghost. So that's actually how I got the name, is joking around with a buddy.
You like, can actually use it now. See that?
Yeah, they'd be like, what do you want for Christmas, D's Nuts?
That's right.
Just a quick, what's up, Scotty? Just real quick, I saw Jason comment in here, and we all wanted to say that we're real sorry for your family's loss today.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Jason, yeah.
Hi, Jenny.
Yeah, I have her in my prayers. Yeah. You might not think I pray, but I do pray. So I just wanted to pass that on to you also, Jason.
You need to pray more than anybody.
We pray. We say a lot of prayers in this field.
Pray for every meal.
I do.
Man, my daughter prays before we eat supper. My little 7-year-old daughter always says a prayer every time before we eat. You ain't pulling one past her. She's gonna do it.
That's awesome.
I will pray. Now, when I'm on the toilet, I pray to God I get off soon. Because I mean, I'm forcing these things out like you would not believe. But besides that, I met Jesse at Fear Fest, at the Temple Fear Fest in Salina, Kansas. And the stuff this man, he had it covered with a sheet. And I'm like, what do you, I'd never met Jesse. I didn't know who he was from Adam. And I'm like, Jesse, he's like, my name is Jesse Stuart. I own these ghost technology, I build ghost equipment, stuff like that. I said, okay. And he opened up the sheet and he showed, and I mean, he picked up the sheet off. I shouldn't say he opened up the sheet. He removed the sheet off the table and showed me the equipment he built. Because I was going to say, he showed me his equipment. And you see, I have to be specific in what I say. They will take it the wrong way. He showed me all the equipment he's built. And I'll tell you, this man is amazing. The flashlight, that's what got me. It's like the flashlight with the
rim light?
The rim light. And I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, look, I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, that's a super popular one. The rim flashlight. People love that. Because, I mean, think about it, though. That's the one piece of equipment you go with is a flashlight. Most investigators got it. So now, literally, you just turn on the rim and walk with your flashlight, and you'll know if something crosses paths with it.
Yeah.
Or you can grab it and take it with you anywhere you want to go and pick something up when you're not even trying to, maybe.
And it's rechargeable. It's the best part.
Yeah. That's what, and actually, I was talking to Jesse, and he gave me an IR camera. And I said, that's too much. That's an expensive piece of equipment. And he said, no, I want you to have it. I want you to try it out. And I tried it out, and that thing worked. I mean, it works awesome. That thing. Matter of fact, I used it this past weekend when we did an investigation in Independence, Louisiana.
That's awesome.
I mean, it was an old barn. I mean, we was out there. We just set it up in an old barn, and I mean, I was catching some really decent orbs and everything in this barn with that camera. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean, I was surprised and shocked, especially being outdoors in the barn and seeing these orbs. So, I mean, it was like. The man, he is a master of his craft.
Well, and I will even say for that, I mean, I just came out with the night rim, which is it's a rim that you can only see through an IR camera. So you can't see it if it goes off at nighttime without an IR camera. You can't see it go off. You have to have a night vision camera, and it's designed for a lot of TV producers and creators when they're videotaping their shows and doing all that with these full spectrum and night vision stuff. I've noticed they're like, oh man, look, the EMF's going off. But like from my aspect on the TV, like I can't really see the light going off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So this will make it plain as day. It'll be as bright as you can see. So yeah, that's a new product that I came up with, the night rim.
And what you showed me earlier with the earphones, I mean that to me that blew me away. And I'd love you to show everybody that's on here right now what type of earphones that you.
Yeah, I love this idea.
Yeah, it's awesome, guys.
So basically, this is like a lot of people do the Estes method. So this puts your spirit box with your sweep wired into the headphones. So you've just got one unit that you pop on and you walk around and you're the only one that can hear what's coming through the spirit box. So, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Dude, I've used it so many times. People are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm ghost hunting. I'm busting. Yeah, That should be my new motto. Here at D's Ghost, we're always busting.
Oh my
That's it.
god,
We busted.
that's funny.
No, Christy and Ricky, no, that's not
Busting
what
a
he
ghost.
said. He said
Ghost.
busting ghosts, Christy and Ricky.
Yeah, guys,
I have
come
to
on,
tell
get
those
right.
And Jason Walker called that the parrot ears.
No, he's talking about the thing that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
The thing
Yeah,
that had the 360 sound that it picks up. That's magnified.
Yeah.
That's called the parrot ears.
I'm
Yeah.
extremely interested in those.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those made with me. I'm backed in about 24 orders, so I'm constantly just moving. Everything I make, it's going out right as quick as I can make it. So.
Who the hell is this?
Hey, Leanne. So I should have a pair of ears soon. I'll show you what it does, Tim, if you want to see when I get it.
Absolutely, because I'm extremely interested in those. Those are I like anything that enhances noise.
Oh yeah,
that's what Jason just said. They are awesome.
We have a teammate that has a hard time hearing.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that would help a lot.
Mm-hmm. It'd be really interesting for him to be able to put something like that on and see if he can pick up, because he hates doing audio, and he normally gives Crystal and I all of his audio to run.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've actually got one called the Bella Box, which is super similar to the parrot ears, except instead of audio, it's light, so it will flash the LEDs anytime it hears a sound.
Very cool.
Oh my
God.
God.
Bob just said this. Bob said this. Yeah, what I like about Jesse's shop is the prices are very reasonable. He's not trying to rape anyone like some of the other shops I will not mention.
And you know what? That's super appreciative of him saying that, because I really do try to keep my prices affordable. And you know, I think what some people don't realize, especially some DIY people, is they don't understand that I do have overhead. You know, it is a business. So like, I still have bills to pay with it, and so I'm really, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not really trying to make a crazy amount of money off this. You know, and some DIY people will say, you know, and maybe this is wrong for me saying, I'm not really trying to knock any doors down doing this, but I mean, you know, DIYs, yeah, you can buy it for cheap and make it yourself, but people that don't know how to make it, you know what I mean? That's what I'm there for, is to help them get it at a reasonable price.
I've seen common everyday REM pods go for $160. And I've seen custom ones that are built into a teddy bear or a toy go for $300-400.
Yeah, I've seen it all, man. Like, and you know, but everyone to their own. You know, like, I understand business, so I know that some of these other companies, you know, they have bills to pay too. I get it, but the cool thing is you know, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to rip anybody off, and you know, the fact that I offer an insurance on my product, it comes with a 3-month warranty no matter what. Like, if that doesn't show you that I stand behind my product, like I'm not sure what will after that. You know what I mean?
Well, especially after you watch all these videos, especially after you watch all these TikTok and Facebook videos, and these UPS guys just tossing a package on somebody's porch.
Oh yeah, no,
leaving them in the woods in Alabama.
Hey, I've had people call me and they're like, "Hey, I'm waiting on my order," and I'm like, "Oh, your order was delivered like, I don't know, a month ago," and I'll give them the date. And they never received their package, and they're out, and they're like, "Well, can you replace it?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I can't, you know, I can't." But, you know, there's been a few that I've taken care of because I felt bad for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because the post office did make a mistake, and they pinged it and showed that it was dropped off at a different house, or, you know what I mean? Right. And you know, and I've been known to take care of some people, but I can't do it for everybody. You know what I mean? So I figure offer the insurance in case something like that happens.
Yeah.
Jesse's just like Best Buy, man. That shit, man. He barely got this technology, and he gives a freaking insurance. He's like the Geek Squad and all that shit rolled in the wall.
You know, my phone goes off all the time because when I send a package, I mean, my card's in there, but my personal number's on there. Like, I encourage my customers to message me because, like, if you need to troubleshoot something, or you got an issue, or you just want to know more about the product because maybe you don't know, like, that's what I'm there for. that's my job.
Yeah. I mean, just the insurance alone is worth it. I mean, shit, something happens to it, just send it back to you and you fix it or whatever needs to be done with it.
Yeah.
I mean, to
most
me,
definitely.
that's worth it.
The thing I wanted to ask you, Jesse, is like how much. I want you to explain to the viewers, because I've done a lot of electronical work myself, building circuits, building different things. Explain to people how much time and effort goes into just making like one of your Annabelle REM pods.
Yeah, so like
hiring and
this Annabelle REM doll, the doll was more expensive than the parts on it, but the labor and my time and doing the product to finish it, that there's a lot of effort. And think about this, if I mess one piece up on that, I've got to restart it and scrap it and start over again. So there's times when I have an order for somebody, and it doesn't happen often, but it does happen, that I've made a mistake somewhere and I've got to scrap the whole thing and restart. So I just lost money on it, but it is what it is. I mean, it's my job to give them a working product.
Yeah.
Let's say good morning, Chantel. Chantel's from South Africa.
Oh, hey.
So we got South Africa representing in the house.
There's Jeremy.
New York's here.
And I seen Jenny. Jenny was coming in tonight from Ireland. So we got
She
Jenny
must be
in
one
here.
of the Facebook user people that doesn't say their name, I guess.
Who's that?
Matter of fact, I was just talking to Jenny before we came on the air. I went to go get me a hamburger. And I'm going to be on Jenny's show this week on Saturday. So there we go. Hey, Howard, waving from California. I don't know who you are because you don't have his Facebook. There she is, Jenny Sullivan. But you have to go back and that's Linda Judd. Linda Judd's waving from California.
Jesse, can you show Jeremy York the Annabelle doll real quick?
Show him, yeah.
Here you go. Here you go, Ernie. Ernie, look at this shit.
Jeremy Crystal says that would be that'd be a good compensation for running the network.
Yeah, so there's the Annabelle. So that's
It's funny.
He knows how much Crystal loves her dolls.
Yeah, no, that's been a big thing, dude. I've got so much cool stuff getting ready to come out, dude. Like, so, and I don't know if you guys know much about Parapost, but I just recently partnered with Parapost with my equipment, and man, looking at the platform, I really think it's going to be huge, man. For ghost hunters and fans alone, man, because here's the thing is I just did a poll for best paranormal team of 2021. And it
was me. I know. Thank you. Thank you all for this nomination.
Well, and the thing is though, is I let the fans pick the teams and the fans voted on the teams. So there wasn't like a panel of judges. It was the fans. I wanted to give the fans something where they felt important. And I wanted these teams, especially smaller teams, have the opportunity to feel proud of what they're doing, And what got me fired up was there were people or teams or whatever reporting the poll to Facebook. So unfortunately it got taken down and we had to end it 5 days sooner than what we would have liked to. But then it got me thinking, and when I partnered with Parapost, I said, you know what? Parapost is where it's going to be, the Parapost Network, because that is a social media platform strictly for ghost hunters and fans. And, it's just starting off, but I'm telling you, I think it's going to blow up.
That's what the Things Network is. I mean, the Things Network's the same thing.
I've seen contests on Parapost too, and then giveaways and stuff like that on there.
Here's the thing, and I hate to say this, but we as paranormal investigators need to start supporting each other and not tearing each other down. Like, if you see something like that and your team's not listed on it, contact them and ask them, hey, is there any way we can
get nominated or something?
And then they could have figured it out.
But the thing is, they
people just have to blast it right away.
Yeah, they could have nominated their team. A fan could have nominated them and put them on there. Like, the fans had the power, and that's what it was about, man. I wanted, the feedback that I was getting from the teams and the fans was amazing, because they were like, man, I've met so many new fans, so many new teams that I didn't even know were out there that I'm going to collab with now, you know? And then you've got the ones that are upset about it. And unfortunately it sucked because it got pulled down, but like, you know, that's, I mean, I'm just saying, that's my opinion, you know, and I'm just saying, like, Facebook is like a big deal, but I think Parapost is going to be a big deal in the future too, and I think it's going to be good for teams, especially new teams, to meet other people.
Yeah, I agree with you, Paranormal Nation Radio, that we've got to get to the point.
Mr. Carl.
Yeah, Mr. Carl. We've got to get to a point in this field where we start supporting each other instead of saying, well, who's this team? They're nobody. No, there are no nobodies. We're all brothers and sisters in this field, and we need to support each other and show love and compassion toward each other, because we're all trying to find the same truth.
Not Chris's kind of love. We want to show love from the heart. Love from the heart.
Personally, I love supporting people that are doing what you're doing, Jesse, with your stuff, with your equipment.
Yeah,
I would rather buy from you than buy from a big corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because for two reasons. One, that big corporation is just buying it from somebody else and passing it along at a higher price.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not making it. They're not constructing it. And two, people like you are going to put their heart and soul into a piece because you want to put a good quality product out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you're going to care about what you make. And care about your craftsmanship.
Oh, I mean, I have to, because I'm competing with companies that are 6 times the size of me, you know, that I can't, you know, from an advertisement level that I can't keep up with financially. You know what I mean? So I've got to have great customer service. I've got to take care of my customers and investigators. Like, I was just talking with another guy in the paranormal field. And we were talking about, you know what, let's help some of these underprivileged teams that don't have the finances to get started or to get out there and do this. And we're talking about, like, how can I give some of these kits to some of these teams to help them get into the field and get them with a group of people that can mentor them into the field, you know? So that's another project I'm working on.
Yeah, we've started our own charity coming up soon too, but yeah, we would love to partner with you on that as well. So I'll tell you more information about that later. We're doing something called the Paranormal Giving Tree, where we're doing a one night across the U.S., different locations, and if you're an active military or veteran, and you've always wanted to do this, you can come out that night. You sign up online for a free ticket. You and a guest come, and you get to have a free investigation for a night.
See, that's awesome, man. And I love helping people like that. You know, I'm limited on how much I can help, but God, I mean, I have no problem giving an EMF detector to somebody to help them at least get the doors open. Like, I had a customer message me today and be like, hey, I'm really wanting to get in the field, but I'm limited on funds. I'm like, you know what? Let's see what it's going to take to get you started, and let's get you into an easy budget for it to do it. And I do that all day long for people. You know, they'll look at the site, and some of them, people still can't afford that, but I'm always there, willing to give a helping hand out if I need to.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, you gained my respect when these certain little girls got stuff stolen from them, and you stepped up and you helped them out. Was the Ghosty Girls.
I did. I contacted them and talked, and I got them taken care of. I sent them a whole new kit with all different styles of equipment that they haven't even used before, and they were ecstatic. And that's what it's about. Those girls now have something they can use, and they're good at what they do, man. Like, some people will be like, oh, you shouldn't let younger kids, but I mean, there are parents there to help direct them and make sure things are safe. But at the end of the day, man, those girls are good, dude. They have more knowledge than some people I've met. 100%. And I was wowed by that. And for somebody to do something like that is just, it blows me away. Blows me away.
Barbaric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Jenny, she's from Ireland. She says some small teams that are not known, some get their findings up. Give respect to them. Jesse, do you post it to Ireland? That's another possible overseas.
I do. I actually have a company that buys from me over in Holland. So like I do a lot of international business as well. So they can purchase straight off the site.
Is that still a country?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes, Holland is still a country.
Okay, I'm just checking. I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out because I know Jenny. I mean, Ireland. That's one of the biggest places you can do investigations. I mean, that's like my top of my bucket list. That's what I would love to go.
We're actually friends with two different paranormal teams that are both in Ireland or both in Holland.
That's awesome. And actually, I've started to see a lot pick up over in Australia too. I've started to see some teams over. It's starting to get big over in Australia too, and it's exciting, man. I'm super pumped about it. And by the way,
what I've been really excited to see is people that are posting YouTube videos, and they're Middle Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
and to me,
I like that.
Yeah, I like the fact that the Middle Eastern culture is finally starting to investigate the paranormal over there.
Well, yeah, and I mean, because when something happens that you can't explain or you can't debunk, there's no way around it. And that's what, like I'm always, don't get me wrong, like I'm always trying to debunk something. Mm-hmm. But when I get, for instance, my wife, she didn't believe in it at all. She thought it was crazy. But I took her to a place. We had some audibles that we heard with our ears, and man, ever since then, she believes. Like she knows. She's like, you can't explain how you hear an audible voice just like that when there's nobody around. So yeah, it's crazy.
So
you're more than welcome to do it on my page. You're more. I'm inviting you to share on my page. I got a good couple of thousand. Followers on my page, and a lot of people that post on there are from overseas and stuff like that. So, I invite you to please, use it.
We do worldwide shipping. The only thing I would tell people with worldwide shipping is try to give it at least 30 days, because after it ships, it can take up to 30 days. It might not take that long, but it can. I've seen it happen.
Well, right now with COVID and everything else, it's going to take possibly even longer.
Yeah. So, but as long as they're patient, like it's cool. Like we'll take care of you.
Also, Howard, just so you know, Ravens Paranormal is out of Holland, and they're going to be on our show Friday.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
So they're going to be like wearing wooden shoes and shit and say, "Oh, we likes the chocolate and shit." I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I love those guys. They are so much fun. You'll have to.
How can you investigate with a wooden shoe? Hey. Tell me that.
They don't wear wooden shoes all the time. I got wooden shoes. Crystal has wooden shoes from Holland, Michigan.
But she don't want to investigate in them.
I do too.
No.
God damn. I'm just saying my feet would hurt. I don't know.
I know my dogs would be barking.
I'd give them
Get an
props.
insert.
They wear 10 pairs of socks when they wear those.
That's what's up. Hey, their feet ain't getting cold.
No. And Holland is very far north, so it does get very cold there.
10 pairs of socks. You're doing something right.
I hear you. And then there's Jenny. Jenny's right now. She says right now she is. Oh, where is that? There it is.
Wouldn't shoe pair.
I'm in the mood for shopping. He is in the mood for shopping. So, Jenny,
Bob,
go to D's Ghosts if you're in the mood and order your little heart out. That's all I got to tell you.
D'sGhosts.com. Hey, and by the way, I just released my merch. I'm super excited about it. I got some hoodies, sweaters, shirts.
Hats.
I got stickers for the car to be like pat on my window.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Jesse, feel free to share on the Things Network as well.
Awesome. Very
Share
much
a post
appreciated.
with your
And then, matter of fact,
the Things
Carl from
page.
Paranormal Nation Radio, he's asking that where do I find Jesse's website for the equipment?
Yeah, deezghost.com. DEEZ ghost.com.
D's Ghost. If you can't remember that, it's D's Nuts. Just replace nuts with ghost.
Ghost. Yep. That's how you do
You
it.
take that down, Howard. It's part of his name.
Yep.
So deezghost.com.
Oh, I was like, I hear a kid. Oh,
Family or ghost hunting?
how cute.
Who said that?
I just made that up.
Oh.
It's family.
Then you got Jackie in her freaking next room. She's all over that shit. I mean, she's on your website now looking.
Oh, Crystal posted the actual website
right there. Thank you, Crystal.
That's pinned.
And that is a link, and it's pinned there, so that way people can find it. And
Awesome. Much appreciated, guys.
There you go. Also, yeah, but we need to talk about and Jesse. She said, Jesse, we need to talk about the EAD stones, and this is what it looks like. It's an EAD stone.
Yep.
He has one, I think.
And if you're not familiar with the EAD stone, it means eat a dick stone.
No.
And that's what it means. And I'll tell you what, it works. I'm telling you, it works.
It does.
There's mine. There's mine.
It works.
I like that. Yeah, I like it. Is it a keychain?
Huh?
Is it a keychain? No, it's just a stone.
No, it's just an
Yeah, I like
oval oblong stone. I didn't put a whole lot of faith into stuff when I first started this. And I was investigating with the packs, and I started feeling real sick, and I started having a real bad headache. And Ernie took one of these out of his pocket and let me hold on to it for a few minutes. And I'll be damned if everything I had going on didn't go away like that. And I don't go on an investigation now unless I have it with me.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since then, I looked at him like right then. I was like, "Where can I order one of these?"
Since we got
two, one for me and Crystal.
Since we got Jesse on the show, and I see Ernie, he's popping in and out. Jesse, how hard would it be to build, say, like a REM pod into a biscuit?
Into a what?
A biscuit. Put a tray. Can you build a REM pod in a tray? When you put biscuits on a tray, it will go off when Ernie goes to reach for the biscuit. So we know he's getting biscuits.
Hey, almost anything's possible.
Poor Ernie.
Denise, I don't know if you hear, but did you hear that? Jesse said anything's possible. Maybe we can put that thing in one of these trays.
That biscuit, it'll go off.
It'll go off on him.
God damn it. Ernie's got the biscuits again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Ernie would love that.
I ain't even gonna touch that because I'm a biscuit guy myself. So
I am too, but there's a limit. I mean, shoot, I can only eat so many biscuits a day.
On biscuits. I could eat biscuits every morning and not once have an issue.
I mean, I can eat them every morning, but the way Ernie he loves the biscuits. It's not just morning. He's got to have them things 24/7.
My grandma used to make big old head biscuits.
Yeah,
real big head biscuits, and she makes such a big breakfast because my mom is one of 11 children, so she would make this humongous breakfast. I mean, you couldn't even find a place to set your plate down on the table, and then you ate breakfast, and then whatever was left over from breakfast, that was lunch. And if there was biscuits left by dinner time, I get a biscuit at dinner time. I love biscuits.
Ernie, he says, how I've become known as a paranormal biscuit guy somehow.
Yeah.
No, you become the paranormal. I've seen the video where that man was begging just to get some biscuits and some bacon. That's all that man wanted. And Denise was filming it, and it was the most saddest thing I've ever saw in my entire life. I actually wept for the man. Give him a biscuit. Shit, give him something. And there was no biscuits for that man that day. So, but that man, that's how he became the biscuit man. So, let's see. Yeah, that is true, Jeremy. You could have much worse because Jeremy is known as the White Wookiee of Indiana.
As you can see by the hair. And my nickname's even worse. It's right there.
Rare balded Sasquatch. That is Tim's name.
What?
Jesse, just so you know, I'm 6'3" and I wear a size 15 shoe.
God damn.
So that's how I got the name Sasquatch, because my feet are so big.
I think that's
Holy
where they got
shit.
them them sightings. Where we have Dana came on and she said, well, there might be some new tracks, and I think that was actually Tim walking out in that freaking swamp.
Yeah.
You remember we went on that swamp trail?
If I walked around barefoot, you could definitely, you might even think that'd be true. Except I don't have web feet, Howard.
I'm not saying you do and don't. I mean, let the evidence speak for itself.
Them other one where the toes are spread out real big, that'd be me. I got long, skinny feet.
We'll be investigating her house pretty soon, hopefully in the near future. She's having some problems in her home, and she wanted us to come and investigate her home. And just if you're not familiar with Dana Holyfield, her grandfather's named Mr. Ford. He is the first guy who ever actually got video of the Honey Island Swamp Monster here in Louisiana.
Huh.
Yeah.
Harlan Ford.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and she's got the plaster castings and everything at her house. So I said, yeah, I'll come investigate, but I want to go play with that big case of them plaster castings. I want to go look at them. I want to take pictures of these things. I really, really want to see that.
Why don't you just go out in the swamp and look for it?
I'll be out there for days. I ain't got time for that.
I don't know if I'm bold enough to go do that.
Oh, I am. Before I die, I want to find the Sasquatch and just sit down and have a conversation with Sasquatch. I really do.
That's what Jason just said. I have blurry pictures of Tim walking through the woods.
I live in the woods too. I mean, not physically. My house is in a subdivision, but literally, I'm always out fishing and hunting and stuff in the woods. So yeah, it probably ain't hard to find my tracks around Indiana.
And Ernie says we use some of Jesse's equipment on the Bigfoot hunts and with success.
I think they're talking about the pyramid. There's a pyramid box I make that's got sensors, motion sensors onto the left end or the right of the pyramid. So it'll pick up left and right, and then north, left and right, and south, left and right.
He just said yes. And anytime,
I
Ernie,
see one be used.
you let me know.
I see one of those being used in investigation.
Bob Burnell says my grandmother had web feet and she could swim like nobody's business.
That's awesome.
I've seen that web people. I mean, they got web feet people out there. I mean, I can't say they don't.
I don't have web feet, but I got long feet, and I can tread water pretty good.
It's like wearing them flippers, huh?
Rosie knows. Rosie knows. We have
to. Squid.
Rosie and I are both Navy people, so we definitely know how to swim.
Shit, you watch out! I'm sinking, buddy. I can tread water, but that's about it.
I'll just float there. I mean, I'll get so much. That's all I got to eat: some Popeye's chicken and some beans, and I'm floating for weeks.
Well,
I ain't worried about nothing.
my high school summer job, I used to do some lifeguarding out at the beach here. So I've loved to swim ever since I was little.
And Ernie says we go out in southern Indiana with Squatch Man all the time.
I would love to do that.
You can't go hunting. There's no hunting. You're going squatch hunting. You're not going deer hunting.
I ain't got to take a gun.
Brown County?
I told you
There
I
you
want to sit down and talk with the
Denise,
man. I don't want
Denise is right there. Denise is telling you right now. This Saturday night.
right there. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, this Saturday night they're going to be. I know I can't do it Saturday. My daughter's coming back home from North Carolina again, so I can get her stuff all packed into a Dagburn U-Haul to move back down to get the rest of her stuff down there.
Postpone it one day.
But no. He's in the military. He's on a schedule.
Who?
Okay.
My daughter's husband.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And there's
You're talking
Ernie's
about Ernie?
well shit. I can hear him say that too. I can actually hear him say well shit.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, some other time would be I'll be right there, man. I love Sasquatch. So seriously, I want to sit down and talk to the thing. I don't want to find it. I don't want to take no pictures of it. All I want to do is sit down and have a conversation with it.
You built stuff to capture spirits. Have you built anything to capture or kind of
Cryptids or UFO
right?
Man, I haven't, but I really haven't. I mean, the only thing that I use that could even come would be like a trail camera, but I mean, shit, I don't know. I mean, but I would imagine most of it could be intraversal used. You know what I mean? Like you could intertwine most of this equipment to use for it, especially a lot of the motion sensors and the things like that.
I was gonna say a REM pod would work great on a Sasquatch.
Yeah, and I think that's what Ernie was saying. That pyramid's got those motion sensors on the sides, and that's I think that's some of the success they had with it was with that device.
What is it? Tim talks to Sasquatch only to find out his name is Billy Bob. So you talk to Jeremy a lot then.
Oh yeah, I mean, I talk to Jeremy almost every day. But
he is the Indiana White Wookiee.
He hates it.
Oh, no, he does.
Paranormal Adonis, Paranormal Don. I came up with the Paranormal Don Juan.
You did. That was. He liked that. See, I got to go with stuff that.
Well, you know why I said that, Howard? It's an old joke. I called him the Paranormal Don Juan because the ladies Don Juan nothing to do with him.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I like that one.
It says check your messages. Denise sent you a message evidently.
Yeah, she sent me a photo of a Sasquatch. I got to see.
No, I did hear that they do like apples. These Sasquatches, and maybe you can make it like a ball that like these air fresheners. Maybe squirt that smell of an apple.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm shooting. I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not a tech man. Oh
see
wow! I can see the eyes. Yeah. That's some spooky shit there, huh?
No, that's not spooky to me at all, man. Everybody asks me how in the world I can do this stuff, and I tell them, I said, my daddy raised me to be afraid of three things: God, him, and his belt. So, so to me, there ain't nothing scary anymore. So
yeah.
I get out.
Jeremy said to forward that to him, if you don't mind. That picture, I guess.
Yeah, I can forward it to him. I'll do it after the show though, because my phone makes my computer screen go all wonky sometimes.
And Jason says in UFOs. I mean, that'd be something. What I'd like to see actually, and I don't think nobody's thought of this, but build a device that can measure a psychic's input, output, or whatever, like a medium. Of course, they have to expand that brain. They have to. It's a muscle basically, and there's something that comes out of it. There's something that it's energy, and they receive an energy, and they also putting out energy, and I'd like to see something that would actually register that type of energy.
Yeah, that would be tough, but I mean, that'd be a challenge, but it could probably be done because, I mean, a lot of that, like you said, is energy, and if you can just figure out what kind of energy that is, you're golden.
There's so many different medium abilities.
Yeah. Chris said the problem is you have so many different medium abilities.
Yeah, and different strengths of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I want to measure. I want to measure the different strengths of them, and then even though you might have different abilities, it's all coming from the same type of. It's
You
using
would
the
have
same
to
type of
make a
source.
really large piece of equipment. I mean, like an EKG style size, or like a. When you go
Scopes
to
are
the
good.
hospital
Some
and you're
things
getting
like
checked,
His
you
hat
have to
on
build
Rosie.
something of that.
Yeah.
Put one of them hats on Rosie with all the leads coming out of it.
It'd be like that shit off that movie Twister. They got that thing in the back of the
Yeah, it
truck
would
where it
have to
sends all those
definitely
things
be
out.
connected to
Something.
you, but it would have to be connected to a lot of you. Like if you had something that showed auras, something that showed a change in heat or a temperature around the psychic at the time, something that could hook them up, like the style of like a lie detector machine, sort of something like that. And then you
I
get to
call it a
check them
ghost
when they're
helmet.
sleeping, like take a bunch of different ideas that I've seen in different like experiments and movies and put them all together to actually measure every psychic ability or a person's gifts or whatever. It'd have to be a very expensive
I mean,
thing.
because this thing you can use it in so many areas if you can actually develop this thing. Because I mean, you can pick up energy. A lot of people, or a lot of connections out there is like when you see a Bigfoot, there's usually an alien. You see alien or UFO or something that's usually in the area when you see a Bigfoot sighting.
Well, sometimes
And
I don't.
there's got to be some kind of correlation where it's picking up one or the other.
And yeah, Jesse, I want to get to the point where I can figure some more technical stuff out.
Yeah, what Bob says too.
I have a builder's mind, if you will.
Yeah.
So, like when I was a kid, if I got something, I had to tear it apart and
But never put it back together, did you? Never put it back together, did you?
no, I did. I would
But
dig.
was it working?
Yeah. I would go
Okay.
through and dig. Like I'd find a boombox somebody threw in the trash, and I go dig it out and fix it all up and tear it all the way down to the basic stuff and fix it all up and put it all back together, and then
Well,
one of my friends.
like when I first started doing this, dude, I really didn't have too much of an idea of what I was doing, and a lot of people in the field that I had tried to reach out to, they wouldn't give you the time of day, so I had to literally buy hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of God knows of everything and just tinker all day for weeks just to try to figure it out. I mean, and eventually you do, and you start to do your research and you figure it out, but yeah, I mean, it's not an easy task by any means.
Oh, they just don't let them drink nothing, huh? Is that true, Crystal?
Jeremy said I can tear anything apart and put it back together. I just can't drink anything while doing that. I'm not sure what he means.
If he's meaning alcohol,
If you mean alcohol, I don't really drink much of that.
You're talking to the wrong one.
I always on our show, Jesse, I always say we bow to no corporate sponsors.
There you go. We don't either.
So, Howard, have you got a chance to use the spirit balls yet?
The cat balls?
Yeah, or cat balls, or whatever you want to call them.
I just feel sorry for the cats. I'm being honest with you. I haven't used. I haven't bought any.
The orb one.
Yeah, those are the orbs that I've just released. So the difference between those is with the cat balls or the spirit balls, you can't replace the battery. With those, when the battery sensor goes dead, you just purchase one from the site and pop a new one in.
So I'm gonna have to go through your site. Of course, as you said, that there's a long list for the Annabelle. No, I done told you I want one. Boom. That's done. Okay.
So in other
She-
words, he's like, hey, you need to get on it for me.
yeah, because she's already in there planning a spot on her shelf in the room, man, right now. So,
Yeah.
but there's other things I want to. Oh my God! Listen, look, Denise. Why y'all want to do this? This ain't Petri. This is paranormal. Am I playing with my balls again? No, no, Denise. I'm not playing with my balls again. I'm just feeling bad about. Look, Jackie. Yeah, look, she's already. Look, I told you. She did. I sure am. Look, she's already putting a spot. She's playing a spot where she's gonna put this Annabelle doll. So
Mine's gonna sleep in
that's
bed.
that's gonna be hers. She loves that kind of stuff. So,
No, mine's gonna sleep in bed with me.
but
Chris
yeah,
said,
I want to
Chris
go to
said
use.
when
I
she
want,
gets one, Crystal said when she gets one, it's going to sleep in bed with her.
No, Lord. Yeah.
There you go.
I'll be
And in the
sleeping on
middle
the
of the
couch.
night, you'll be hearing.
That's all it took. You get that whole big bed to yourself. I'll be sleeping on the couch.
Shit.
Yeah, anybody that wants one though, just send me a message for real, and we'll get you taken care of.
yeah, I definitely want to. That's why I say I have to go through your website. I have to
Oh,
sit down there and, if anything, I'll call you up and say, "Look, Jesse, this is what I want. Give you the order, and I'll pay you directly right there, and
And
then be done with it."
the cat balls and the orbs, Jason said those orbs are so cool. I love using those on investigations. I've had them move once or twice on an investigation. I love using them. They're so much fun.
Well, and the good thing about these orbs, these sensors that I found for these, look, it took me months. I went through so many sensors trying to find the right one. And this one, when you first get them and use them, you want to shake them pretty hard. And then you want to find the sweet spot in the sensor. So you'll move the ball till you find the sensitivity that you want on it.
Mhm.
And I've got them as sensitive to where I can literally put it on the counter and walk back 8 feet and start to walk towards it, and the vibration from that will sense it. Will make it go off.
Hmm.
But with those, it's all about finding the sensitivity level that you want. And you'll know when you find it, because I mean, like this one that I have on here, I mean, I barely even touch it, and it's going off.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's like fishing. You just depending on how much weight and how big of a cork you want to put on that thing.
There
Once
you
look
go.
at the catch.
Yeah, I need to get with you, Jesse, because I've had an experiment in mind for a while, and I think that's why Jeremy likes me on his team, because I think really outside the box sometimes, and I want to try and experiment with an oscilloscope. The
A what?
old oscilloscopes.
Okay.
They were the old. They measured hertz and frequencies. The old
Oh,
wavy
yeah.
line. You had the little round scope that had the wavy lines on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been wanting to trying to find an old oscilloscope somewhere that works, and try to think of some different kind of experiment I can try with that.
Also, I'm looking for a Jacob's ladder. So
Yeah, I've had people message me about that. I'm sure eventually I'll get to it.
Jacob's ladders are very cool, but they can also be a little dangerous. So you got to be careful with that.
Mhm.
well, yeah, but they also feed the spirit and everything. I mean, it actually entices the spirit to come out. So I mean,
I mean, you're electrically charging.
yeah. I mean, it's like going through a thunderstorm, and everything is electrically charged already. It's just now you just don't have the rain.
Yeah.
You could put it portable where you could put it in a house somewhere, or maybe bring it to a graveyard, or
You just have to build it where it's. You just have to build it to where it's safe. That's what I meant.
none of it's going to be safe unless you put it in a glass dome.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you just have to build it to where there's a lot of insulation things that have to go on with that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the wiring goes.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say you could use something else.
I don't care. I just want one. I'll get shocked a couple of times. It don't matter to me.
Like,
That's
look,
like
Like the
coffee
plasma
wake you up.
ball.
it only hurts the first time.
That's it.
So I'm thinking, for me personally, I want a little step-up transformer on there, maybe a couple of them, running off a 9-volt.
Good night, Linda. Thank you for coming on.
Have a good night. But yeah, run. You could literally make it out of 2 antennas.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on. I now you got my brain working, Howard.
Me
Sorry.
too. I'm
I
writing
want.
stuff down.
Well, you put it in a wood base, maybe, and then you put, the two. I don't know, 2 coke wires or something. Then you shoot a little electricity to it, a little car battery or something, and just let that sucker
You
go.
be
And
you'd be better off. You'd be better off putting it to a like a rubber base.
Yeah, you don't want
Wood isn't a great conductor, but wood will eventually catch fire.
that's okay. That's what they make your feet for. You stomp it out.
Then you pay money for equipment you just stomped on and broke.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what you've captured with that equipment and during that time?
Now I ain't offering insurance on some shit like that though. I'm just saying.
Right.
You're like, they're going out in the field and experiment with this equipment and they want new pieces now.
I've seen one made.
It really wouldn't be that hard to build.
I've seen one made out of a cattle prod. Believe it or not.
Huh.
Howard needs a couple cattle prods to the behind.
No, nobody pulled on your chain and
I
being
think
bandit.
a tranquilizer shot to the behind.
I've been hit with a cattle prod. They're not
Horse
much fun.
tranquilizer.
But they rigged one up. Some friends of ours, and they walked it through the cemetery, and man, it was just like, zzz, 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 zzz. And man, this thing was just making everything active.
That's awesome.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
got some
definitely
decent
something I want to
EVPs.
look into. So I'm gonna have to.
I have not seen anybody make one.
Now you got me fucking. You're gonna make me do it, ain't you? You're gonna make me do it.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. Literally, I'm drawing out schematics in my brain.
Seriously, has anyone seen one on any website for sale?
No,
You're welcome.
Because the company themselves is going to have some liability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, you bought this. I'm going to send you a waiver that I need you to sign and email back real quick before I can go through with it.
Yeah.
Buy it at your own risk.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Because if you put a powerful enough step-up transformer on there that you're hitting, 110 to 220,
Yeah.
you're going to get knocked.
Well, Jeremy just said that a cattle prod alone would be enough charge to charge up the air for spirits. So you can actually use the technology from a cattle prod.
Yeah, but it depends on how big you want to make it, I guess.
You don't want to make it big. You just want enough to charge.
I'm just thinking small scale. I'm thinking small scale, Howard.
Look at Chrissy said that would work out. She'd sign it. There you go. You got 2 of us that sign your paper. You build it.
You build it, they will come.
They will come.
Yeah, you got me stuck now, Howard.
And I mean, I've seen equipment some of these guys built. And I mean, it was a group that was with us, and you throw them in a closet with a bunch of electronics and junk, and they're coming out with shit that's going to capture a ghost. I've seen where they've made a portal thing. It was made out. It had a triangle, a copper triangle with some lights or something. It was flashed through to a mirror with a crystal on it, which also from the mirror flashed to a wall, which actually supposedly in theory, created a portal. And I don't know the whole dimensions of it or anything, but to me, it was freaking me out when I saw that.
Just thinking about that, though, in some of my experiences, what if you had a device like that flashed light, pulsated light into a mirror, and then went onto a wall, what kind of image? I mean, think about that. Water scrying. It'd be kind of similar because in water scrying, you actually need the light from above. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And the Rosie. Yeah. Jason said, just don't cross the streams.
That's right. Yeah, trust me, you wouldn't want to cross the streams with
Yeah, no shit. You'd be creating a third stream when it's urinating all in front of your pants, huh? Well, I think that would work. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, like I said, when I seen that when they were using that cattle prod to actually use as a Jacob's ladder,
Yeah.
to me that was interesting. That was an interesting idea.
All you need is a ground and an electrical charge. An electrical charge to one side and a ground to another side, and the right amount of distance between the two to get it to arc.
Yeah.
And that's how that's basically all you need.
I mean, you could get some that's 3 inches tall to rise, but if you're pumping enough electricity through that thing, you could put them about 2 foot away if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And it would still catch. I mean, it depends on how much power you're looking to do. But you want to make it small enough that it'll only use like maybe double, size D batteries, maybe, or something of that nature.
Yeah.
9
It's
volt
not,
would work.
yeah.
9
I say
volts
double.
really,
I say
9 volts
D
are really
batteries.
easy. 9 volts are really easy to step up.
Get one of the big batteries. Get one of the lawnmower batteries. You charge the neighborhood up, buddy.
Essentially, you're making a sun gun.
That's for a cemetery. You put that in there for a cemetery.
Oh yeah.
Everything's waking up that night.
You just get something to arc and it'll climb it.
Yeah, that's something you could think of, Jesse. I mean, like I said, I've been looking for one for a while and have not, unless I've built one myself. And I don't see me building anything like that soon. So
have a good night, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that for sure.
Oh, the baby Wookiee's going to sleep. He's got his little Yoda dog in bed with him, petting it.
He's got to be up early tomorrow for work.
Where'd you go, Rosie?
I said I had no Wi-Fi, or the internet went down. I don't know.
Oh, really?
To restart it, yeah. I didn't
So
even know.
what do you think about that, Rosie? You're a paranormal investigator. How about something like a Jacob's ladder? Have you tried looking for one or purchasing one? And which I've never seen one yet. And if Jesse was to design one and build one, would you purchase it from him?
Possibly. I'd research it and see exactly how it works, what its effects would be, if there's anyone that's ever used something that's similar to that. And then I would look into if he made one that was affordable, and I might buy one, or I might try to make one. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the purpose of it would be maybe to charge the room before you start an investigation,
right?
Or to put something out there that would allow the ghost to draw energy from, the spirits to draw.
Yeah, but
energy
there's so many ways you can do that. You don't have to have a Jacob's ladder. You can do that without.
Yeah.
one. Many, 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 many ways.
That's what I say, Jason.
If it keeps it from draining batteries out of my equipment, I'm all for it.
What did y'all say?
I agree with Jason. A small one would be cool. Not big, just a small one, something that charge maybe a room, maybe 2 rooms. It's just throwing off enough electricity in the air, that will basically bring in something that might be weak already.
Yeah.
That's what Bob said.
Ghost had to make his appearance. Sorry.
That too.
Oh, no. Go over there. Come down here.
I've done that, Bob. It don't work.
Lynn Dorman, welcome. I don't know who that is. Never seen him.
Let's see what he says. I would be shocked to see a Jacob's ladder on sale or even in a room running. I've seen them running. I've seen them in rooms before. I've seen them run, and it picks up the activity. It like increases it 2 times, if not more.
I can't see who else is here watching.
That's something to think about.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely something to look. If I could make it on a small scale, I think I would feel comfortable enough to put it on a market. But it would,
That's all you would
definitely,
need.
yeah.
You showed me love and you're fine.
Yeah, that's why Jason. That's what I've used it at. That's what we used that cattle prod. Was in a freaking graveyard, and at first we didn't get anything, and then all of a sudden, man, we was getting cold spots, EVPs. Matter of fact, that same graveyard. That's why I got an attachment, and it stuck with me for 5 days.
I'm gonna make a disclaimer though. Don't put it in the hand of an idiot. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying you already have people doing. This ball went off when I said that. This ball went off.
There's a lot of
funny, but there are
Put it in
already
my
a lot
hand.
of idiots out there using stuff that don't know what to do with it, that cause not only themselves and their families problems, but other people problems and their whole household problems that nobody even ever figures out.
There's a whole lot of equipment,
place.
Rosie. There's a whole lot of equipment, Rosie, I wouldn't want to put in the hands of.
But one of those, yeah.
Put it in my hands.
Interview who's going to buy
No,
it.
I can see how it goes if I made one of these or bought one of them and put it in a room. Scott Wilson would just walk up, put his hand right in it.
And if you want to do an experiment that way and see how it goes, put it in a box full of people. Let them have at it, or a graveyard, or a controlled atmosphere by environment.
He's been stung by tasers a couple times. Yes, Chris.
Put it in my hands. It's like Allstate. I'm the good hands.
I'll just let Howard test it out.
I will test that shit.
There you go. We got our testing dummy right there. He'll do it. He'll rock it out.
I don't say no. I'm there.
Actually, though, the best place to use one, which you're not going to find one of these places nowadays unless you find a war or a combat zone, is where there are fresh spirits that just left a body. That'd be the best place to use one. You know what I'm saying, Tim?
Yeah.
Well, either a funeral home or a war zone where someone's at war, and there are a lot of people that just got wiped out and they all died immediately, and they're like,
you can go right down. You can go right down. You can go right down to your local hospital.
Well, I mean, that would be the closest thing you could get to it, or like you said, a funeral home, a morgue, or like the room where they do autopsies and stuff.
No, that's not fresh enough. I'm talking about I'm talking right there at the hospital. That people die in the hospitals all the time.
They do. But how many at one time?
I don't know. Right now it's COVID.
Yeah.
Go to the state that's got the worst COVID rate.
So I'm taking it, Jesse, that you're in your workshop right now.
Yeah, I'm at my table, right? My table. Yeah.
There you go. We just saw some of the background there, and I was like, yeah.
I got components like everywhere. But man, unfortunately, my phone's getting ready to die. Yeah. So I've only got a few more minutes before it's gonna kerplunk on me.
Okay. Get a charger. You're a tech man. Look, it plugs in right behind the phone. It goes into a wall
for a backup, like a battery backup.
Huh? Hold on, sissy. Here, I'll be right back.
All right.
But yep, safety first. Chrissy Baggett, safety first. Chrissy, what do you know about safety? Really, girl?
Oh, Chrissy knows a lot about safety. I love that girl to death.
Man, that's one thing we would Jackie and I, because I got this gig and everything going on with this acting thing, and it ran into where we was going to plan on coming down this week. So Jackie's like, well, maybe next week, and then maybe it depends on the weather, and then I don't know. She's got to find out if she can get time off and all this stuff, man.
While we're waiting for Jesse to get back, I'll give you guys a funny story about me and Chrissy. We were at Waverly, and we ordered pizza. And to tell you how safety first Chrissy is, she looks at me, she goes, I said, I'm going to go down the gate, pick it up. I'll bring it back. She looks at me and she says, are you packing? I said, no, I ain't packing. She goes, I got a gun. You want to take my gun? I was like, no, I don't want to take your gun. I was like, the only gun I've ever needed is that right there.
What kind of gun she talking about?
I don't know
Chrissy,
what
you got to question that woman. You don't know what she's talking about.
I don't need it. But she was worried about my safety. So that's how safety conscious Chrissy is. I love it. I love it for it. Yep. I told her, I said, the only kind of gun I've ever needed is that right there.
I'm afraid to meet that woman. She's already
Don't be Howard. Don't be. You'll have the time of your life you ever met Chrissy. You have the time of your life.
She's already said she's gonna kick my ass.
Well, you deserve it.
Well, how do I deserve it? We had the corn show, and it was me and poor old Nick Muley and Ricky Elliott and oh my Lord, I mean that woman by the end, I'm gonna kick your ass. I mean, like, oh my God, and then Ricky's like, she's gonna kick my ass too. So I mean,
she said, just so y'all know, she has a concealed carry permit. She does.
That's what I'm working on.
I permit myself to carry one.
Crystal's working on her permit next. When my dad passed away, I got all the guns. So I got all the guns out here. And my dad had my grandma's old little pocket 25. So I gotta buy a new clip for it. It's $10, but once I get a new clip for it, might get a couple new clips for it, but a little pocket 25 for Crystal, keeping her purse.
I wish I'd had it last weekend.
Right.
On the road for 32 hours.
And what kind of target shooting you talking about, Chrissy?
We got one of the best. Right here in my little town, we got one of the best shooting ranges around.
I'll go shoot anytime you want to, Chrissy.
Oh yeah.
I love to shoot.
Jason said we don't need one here in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas. Possibly Louisiana too.
You don't need a gun, or you don't need a
shooting range.
Well, what don't you need? Because I'll tell you right now, everybody in Texas already has one.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So sorry, I had to put my daughter to bed and then find a dang charger.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Permit. Yeah, it's right on, Crystal. Oh my Lord! Listen, Chrissy is going off the deep end tonight. This woman here, I don't know.
Put it in my hands and I'll shoot it. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, Crystal shot just about everything you can throw at her.
That didn't sound right either. But okay, we'll just let it go with that.
AR 300 blackout. She'll get out and go pound for pound. She's a good shot too. And she had me to teach her gun safety, so
I don't know shit about it.
yeah. Right.
No,
I would go talk to Rosie. Let Rosie teach y'all gun safety.
Yeah.
She's in the military.
She was professionally trained.
Yeah.
That's what you think. No.
You keep the barrel into the gun pointed that way at all times. That's all you need to know.
The most training I've actually had is either the Choctaw Nation or the Little Rock Police Department in Arkansas.
There you go.
And then multiple different people from all over the world from the Navy.
But
There's another one. Right off the top, a ghost gun.
Yeah. Well, I'm reading how to do Charlie in photography.
Not like Ghostbusters. I'm talking about something maybe like a 40 cal size thing that shoots something that.
Back up here with my charger.
What you say? Is that you, Tim?
Somebody wants their charger back.
Somebody wants their charger.
He's all right. I had to gasp.
I thought it was you. I was like, somebody's about to go down. Something's about to go down.
Oh,
No, I see what you're saying, Howard, but that could be difficult to do.
So
I've also thought a lot about laser particle beams and how you could harness that. That would be something you could do.
yeah.
Or gun
I'd
style.
be happy with the Jacob's ladder. I mean, that's what I'd be happy with. That's a piece of equipment I'd love to have.
The Jacob's ladder gun, you just shoot.
There you go. Jacob ladder's good.
That's some ghost
Yeah.
busting stuff right there.
Oh my man. Either that'll bust your best friend's ass. You just zig, 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 zig.
That's why I couldn't have one of those because Scotty Wilson would kill me.
Well, there's about 20,000 votes.
My heart would stop in a heartbeat. There's a lot of artery clog in here, Howard. There's a lot of bacon in here.
I'm surprised you got a left leg. all that humping that man does on that leg. It's like a Mississippi mudhound. He just goes it and you just let him finish. You just don't knock him. Let him finish. He'll get finished once eventually.
Oh Lord. Sorry,
I love
Jesse.
Scotty.
You have to know Scotty and me. We've known each other for almost 30 years.
Oh wow.
So we've been friends since my freshman year in high school.
hey, what's the first piece of equipment you ever made, Jesse?
Probably it was a REM pod. Yep, it was like a proximity sensor that I had modified. Put some lights in it, made it all beautimous.
I like that term.
Oh yeah,
Beautimous.
yep,
Have you ever thinking about making a rim pod that's like a spoke, like a bicycle rim? I've seen those already online.
No, I've never. There for a minute, I was thinking about like doing like a rope or something, like not even really like a rope. It was like I've always wanted to do like a laser that would go from like wall to wall, and when it would trip some, like if something went across it would set off the rim. I've always wanted to design something like that.
You know what'd be really cool would be a what's the word I'm looking for? Like they do with motion sensors, they'll set up like a grid, but it'll be like, it goes from point A to point B to point C, point C to point B, and then back to point A. Using some kind of like you said, like a laser system, but have mirrors or something that could just bounce that one signal all the way around in a square. So anything that walked inside that square or triangle would automatically set it off.
Well, I mean, in theory, you could do that with just a regular motion sensor.
Yeah.
If you figured out how far of a reach you could get with that motion sensor.
Right.
Because I've got one sensor that I use on the pyramid that I could probably get every bit of 5-6 feet with. That could be a thing.
Could you do that inside like a wooden box or a coffin? Like make a room or a small contraption to where the spirit would go in it and it would trigger that?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably figure out.
And somehow electrically entice them to go into that?
Or even
Crystal said like garage door opener sensors. They go like all the way across the 2-car garage. Something like that at that length where you could.
So it breaks the laser grid. I mean the beam.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, I mean some of those go 20, 30 feet.
Yeah.
You could easily set that up in a room.
Oh yeah.
These are two more ideas.
Crystal said she thought of it. She wants one to test now.
I I'll give
I
you
mean, it probably wouldn't be that hard because I mean, you just change over. It's after it trips, it sends basically its signal to the motor to to stop and retract it. So at that point, you just hook it up to something that either makes a sound or a light, and
Yeah. Yeah.
here's two more pieces of equipment I'd like to see you try to build. Build it more affordable than what they're really worth. One is an Ovilus, and one is a FLIR camera.
A what?
A FLIR.
Okay, thermal. Yeah, so I've looked into those, and I had a previous prototype where I could sell it for about $90, but it was like a mini version of it. It didn't have a really big screen on it.
Couldn't you plug it into like an iPad? The technology and plug it into an iPad?
Jeremy York's
It
screen was about.
See, I'm not sure. I didn't get that far with it, but
Jeremy York's FLIR camera is the screen on it's maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches by 2 inches.
Yeah.
2.5.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't have to be a real big screen.
With thermals is most of the reason why they're so expensive is because of the resolution that you can see. So I mean, you'd have to get a cheaper resolution, but like at the end of the day, though, if we're just looking for different anomalies, you know what I mean, with heat sensors, I mean, then it's going to do its job.
Right. Well, how about an Ovilus?
An Ovilus is that's more of a computer tech kind of area. You know what I mean? I've never really messed in with the Ovilus part of it. You know what I mean? The word generators and all that.
Them damn things run like 1,500 on up. You know, them things are expensive.
Yeah, well, the components to make
expensive, man.
The components to make them are going to be expensive, regardless.
Yeah.
Because when you get into word generation, and then you're looking at in programming, you're looking at a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah,
but I can tell you, I can tell you how to make one of those, Howard, with something you've already got.
I've used those, and I mean, I personally wasn't too impressed with it, but I do think with the right energy around, it could be beneficial. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or also if it matches that with another piece of equipment, like if it re-verifies something that you got on Estes Method, or it re-verifies something that you got on camera in a similar spot, or a question that you asked and you're doing the Estes Method and you got that answer, and then the Ovilus is in another room or another building and you're on a group investigation and it says the same thing, then it would come into like the most credible use and the most
and we all know as investigators that credibility is everything in this.
I'm grabbing my glasses and they're not even on my face.
And that's the thing, with most of my equipment is I try to make that as debunk proof as possible. Like my tunes box. By the way, Rosie, you're going to be super pumped. because I just finished the design colors for your boxes today. So you should be excited about that. But the tunes box that I have, the music box, I have it with a PIR sensor that it kind of refers to like a motion nightlight kind of, so it only functions in pitch black. So you can only use it in a pitch black room, because what I come to find out with the motion sensors is you get too many false readings during the daytime because you got too many lights, too many things that can trigger it. But when you're in the pitch black,
things that can cast a shadow.
Yeah. So in the pitch black, something has to come across it to make it go off. So I get that question a lot about it. But I love it. It works great for me. You know what I mean?
I didn't ask you how far is the reach of it. Like how far does it have to? How far is the reach of that sensor on it to where something has to cross its path? Like how far out can something cross its path?
You're probably talking a good 5-6 feet. It can pick up with something if something walks by or an anomaly showed before it, it would pick it up. I've had a couple, and I know Brandon from Paranormal in the Funhouse. He was doing a live at a cemetery, and they were standing probably about 12 to 15 feet away from it, and it was faced in the opposite direction. It was the antique tunes box that they were using, and it went off like twice. So it's pretty awesome to see it in action and used in the right environment.
They're both going to have the same distance, right? Of what we just
Huh?
They're both going to have that same distance.
Oh, yeah,
the
they're
both
both
of the
gonna have the
boxes are
same
going to have the same
distance,
sensory distance. Okay.
Probably the only difference is the actual tunes box can be set upright or on its back. You know what I mean? So the actual tunes box, you'll have a little bit more flexibility with it, but
Chrissy
basically,
wanted
anything comes in charge of that motion sensor, it's going to let you know.
Chris, you want to know what the top selling product you have is?
Right.
The tunes box. Well, I would say right now the tunes box, but I will say that the Echo box will probably pass it up in about a month and a half.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain to me what an Echo box is now.
So it's a portal box, but it's my version of a portal, but it's a handheld portal. So you no longer have to lug around a big portal box. You have a handheld coffin portal that you hold with your spirit box in one hand, and you can walk around and adjust the echo and do all that.
I think you brought one of those to Fear Fest, if I'm not mistaken.
Here.
Yep. So it does exactly what that does. It's just a handheld version.
Yeah.
I got you.
With all the see.
Looks like a guitar pedal, Rosie.
Yeah. Yeah, and
They are
a little amp. Yep.
Yeah,
those bigger ones.
I'm a
That's
guitar
what a
guy.
lot of them use.
I'm jelly, Rosie. You done ordered all kind of stuff, didn't you?
Actually, I didn't order that. But I did order all kinds of stuff. Sort of.
My next purchase is going to be expensive, unfortunately. I want room mapping LiDAR.
Yeah.
You know what?
LiDAR.
Room mapping LiDAR.
Huh.
So LiDAR.
Yeah,
they use
y'all need to
map.
discuss this together.
I found this with on watching different videos and stuff. They use these things to map rooms, to map caves.
Yep.
I want one for paranormal investigation because if you set it up in a room and you leave that room, anything that moves within that room is going to cause an anomaly.
That's awesome.
It's going to show up in 3D as well.
That's epic.
Yeah. I came up with that idea about 2 years ago and somebody already beat me to using it, but I know a couple of the big shows are actually looking at getting them. I talked to some
Did you work
people
on a submarine?
I'll be right back, guys.
for 2 weeks.
He's gone.
I did some weld work on a submarine for 2 weeks, Rosie.
Yeah.
I
was
hated
just thinking that would like inspire somebody to think about something like that too.
I hated staying on a submarine.
Well, you could see some cool stuff though if you could actually see down there.
Well, Rosie, you've met me. I'm not the shortest, smallest guy in the world.
Yeah, I think about that.
Submarines are quite tiny. Don't get me wrong; they're huge ships. It's just there ain't a whole lot of room to move around in there. I think the beds are like 5'8".
Do what?
The beds on a submarine are like 5'8".
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm 6'3".
I wanted to investigate one of those.
Oh my God, that'd be epic.
Yeah. I've been trying to get in one around here.
Being a former diver, I've always wanted to do an underwater investigation as well.
Yeah.
But, us old Navy people, we get weird as it is.
Yep. Yep. We attract the weirdos and we gravitate towards the weirdos. Toward each other, I guess. Yep.
Aliens got Howard.
They did. He just like bam, he's gone. They must have like what is it called? Abducted him.
And
I was gonna
Jason said the USS Batfish.
yeah. Yep. But there's also another one in Arkansas too. That one's in Oklahoma near Tulsa, and there's another one at Little Rock, Arkansas. It's a Razorback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted. There's a lot of things I would love to investigate, but I've always wanted to do a naval ship. I've always thought that would be.
Yes.
You always hear stories on ship. Always.
Yeah. There's a
There are a
submarine
lot of
too.
guys that have
It was a
parent.
German submarine. I don't remember if it was like in the 70s or something like that, or 1800s. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. But there was a German submarine that no sailors would even work on because it was so haunted.
Yeah, you always hear stuff on ship. Unfortunately, when I was in the Navy,
There he is.
I had
unfortunately,
to tinkle.
Oh,
unfortunately,
That's all
when I was in the Navy, I never had any. I didn't really believe in the paranormal. So when I was in the Navy, I was like, yeah, whatever, you know.
what is that?
This. It's an RGB light. So
Oh.
these are actually amazing during investigation. You can set them out and it picks up sound. And you see the sound as it
Yeah, I see the
happens.
sound bar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it shows
Can you
you
adjust the sensitivity on it, or is just one? It's
No, it's got one sensitivity, but my thing is there's a like a sound microphone in there, so eventually I'm going to tweak it and see if I can modify the microphone inside of it to make it more sensitive.
that's cool.
Come here.
I like that.
Yes.
This guy's
Yeah,
trying
that'll
to
be
make.
something I'll be working on.
This guy was trying to make noise to activate your sound bar. Come here.
Do I?
See, you don't need to be working on that. You need to be working on that Jacob's ladder.
No, I will look into that for sure. Just for you.
I think I think you'll sell a crap load of them if you get it.
I probably know I would because I've had people message me about them, but
Yeah, I've got I'm ready to sit down and start drawing out schematics. Yes. Seriously, it's like been right there in the forefront of my brain ever since we started talking about it.
oh yeah.
I'm telling you, I'll go out there and get some oak wood and I'll stick two curtain rods, I'll close hanging, I don't give a shit. And I'll hook it up to a car battery and I'll guarantee you I'll have a Jacob's ladder. Now I might have 3rd and 4th degree burns, but I will have me a Jacob's ladder.
Well, the interesting research behind that would be, is it stronger with DC voltage or AC voltage?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would definitely, I don't know, DC voltage, man. I don't know. I'll have to research more into that before I do it because I don't know. I'm really trying to stick on the 9-volt level and see what I can get accomplished with that.
90 volts, that sounds about what we need.
He said
90.
90. Lord have mercy,
I
Hal.
don't know about 90.
Well, it wouldn't be that hard with a small step-up transformer.
Yeah.
And step-up transformers they're not horribly expensive. As long as you get a small one.
I think I've got a couple of those step-up ones laying around here somewhere. I just need to go through and find it.
Yeah. So you can get enough power to be able to arc between the two. Because with just a 9-volt battery, you're going to have them like that, close together. But you step it up, you can get them,
I'm looking at something, maybe you get an arc about 2 inches away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's plenty. That would
be safe. I would think a lot safer than I think what our brains are going. You know what I mean?
About 1.5 feet, 2 foot. Yeah, I was going that route too, but I'm trying to make it safe for everybody to use it.
Looks like Greg, I been building about 3 to 4 years. So I wouldn't say I'm not claiming to be any ITC specialist, but I do have a tendency to do some decent work.
He does some excellent work. He does really good, excellent. Chrissy says, 90 volts, how would you need someone recording you testing these programs? Chrissy, you come on down here to Louisiana. You could test, you could photo me doing it.
Yeah, I'd like to be there for that, for 90 volts.
Yeah.
I'll
You
do it.
need to sit that down and turn it on with a long stick. You need a toggle switch on there, turn that on and off, and have a long stick to turn it on.
Have a goddamn broomstick at the end of the toggle switch, so you'd be like, and then run.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need that. I'll go down to Bourbon Street, get me one of them there prostitutes. I would.
I'll be right back.
$30, they'll turn anything on for you. Hell, I go out there, turn that on. I'll go down the street.
This is Rhonda Austin.
You're horrible, Howard.
I know I am. I'm a bad person. Oh, just like that meme I posted. Girl comes up to your car and says, I'll do anything for you for $50. Well, guess who's getting that porch painted this weekend?
There you go.
Oh, Lord. Now there's Jason again. The aliens got Rosie again. No, but that's some ideas I just have off the top of my head. I mean, like I said, with the Jacob's ladder, I mean, that's something I would really look for. And when I go to your website, there, like I said, there is a few things. I know Jackie wanted a few things from you.
Yeah.
And I've gotten so caught up with everything that's going on around here right now and all these shows and everything. I just hadn't had a chance. It's like I get a chance, I text you or something like that, and it's like we hit and miss each other, you know?
Yeah,
we
play phone tag.
Yeah. So it doesn't. It's not good. So I figure a day where we could just sit down and talk and get a bunch of stuff done.
Yeah.
Because I just got to ordering a bunch of stuff, and I had some of it come in. I got some SB7s. SB7s. I got some. What else did I get? I bought a brand new Canon camera. Still shots, and you can actually go to Wi-Fi on this thing and go to YouTube and stuff on this camera. I got that. I got a new is it 5K, 4K, 4K camera. So, but I want something with IR on it, so I'm thinking about getting an IR hookup on it.
Well, I did just release my IR lights.
Did you?
They're like $48.
I think I got. Matter of fact, I have. The batteries are not in it. They're in the machine still, but. Still got to put the batteries in it.
Huh?
I still got to put the batteries in it to get charged, but that's what came with that other one you gave me, that IR camera.
Yeah.
So those are the batteries for it. They're rechargeable.
I want to see one of his IR lights because I'm extremely interested in purchasing.
You want to see one? You want to see one?
Yeah.
You want to see one? Oh, let me see.
He's got one right there. He's got one right there.
Okay. There you go.
Crystal.
Yep.
Have you ever
this
tried?
One will pick up. You can do about a 200 square foot room with this.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Now, a lot of that depends on, obviously, your camera, assuming, not a cheap camera, you know what I mean?
No.
But it can pick up to about, after I've tested it in a 200 square foot room, you can see pretty much the whole room
Yeah.
to a degree. I mean, sometimes you got to turn it, you know, a little bit to the left or the right, but depending on
I
where you're
seen you,
moving the camera.
Crystal.
Are you
I
done?
see you,
Huh?
Crystal. I see you, Crystal.
He said,
you
"No, you
done?
didn't."
I am wearing my paranormal swamp top shirt.
I seen that. I love it.
I have on Snoopy today.
I don't even want to talk about tomorrow night. They playing. You know that
Yeah, I know.
Dallas. But they got your boy out. They, thank God they got that asshole, and they put in Taysom Hill. Taysom Almighty Hill. I gonna see some QB.
So
And then
this is my hacked spirit box that I do. This is the sweep
okay,
on it right here. And so I did this one in resemblance to the SB7, but without the white noise. And
really,
so this one has the option to change your presets. So you'll be able to do about 20 presets, and you can actually do manual presets. So you can pick dead stations if you want just white noise.
hmm,
So like right here, I'm holding it, and you'll see it's
right,
scanning right now and setting the presets to where I'm at. So if I were to send this to you and you were to use it, it would be dead stations because it's not the same as what's over where you're
right.
at. So then you can just hold the memory button and reset it, and then once it's done, um, yeah. So then you hit your sweep button. Oh, hold on, I turned it off on accident.
Well, that's good to do that because I mean you're going to different locations in your different parts of the state or out of state even. It'd be good to reset them and set them back to new stations.
Hey, I'm
So
gonna
it
have to
can
go.
sweep. It can sweep stations
And you
that
can,
have something going, or sweep stations that have nothing going.
huh?
Can it sweep stations that don't have any?
Yes, you can set them manually to like you can set each one to a dead, basically just nothing but white noise.
That's what I like. I
And then
like
does
this.
it
This is
have
for the white
white
noise.
noise though?
No, it's a clean sweep. So
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
without the
like.
static in between, like the white noise in between.
Takes
Yeah.
that
It
out.
doesn't have that. And what I've come to find out, I've gotten a lot of clearer results. Like I
Mm-hmm.
can hear a whole lot better what's coming through.
Yep.
And the great thing is if I set it
Yeah,
to
me
dead
too.
stations, it's even better because
Mm-hmm.
it's just that much less white noise. It's just, you know what I mean? You only get the white
Right,
noise when it hits that
right,
preset.
right.
So I want to ask you, Jesse, and I want to ask you on air so that way people know. What would you charge for one of those?
I charge $65.
65.
Wow.
That's way cheaper than I
That
thought.
yeah. That's yeah. Those SB7s aren't cheap.
No, so I mean, and that's, yeah.
Have you ever
I got
did
some,
anything with
I
an
got some money
ADI?
coming next Wednesday. Expect orders. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, that's your Christmas gifts, homie.
Who said anything about Christmas?
Oh my God, you're
That's what I'm talking about.
I'll take it.
Grandbabies ain't getting shit this year. I'm gonna tell you that now. Paul Howard's gonna be like getting some new toys.
Well, and I've also got one that I call an SBDG. So it's just your basic sweep rate little spirit box. It's got a slower sweep rate, but the one thing I like about that one is it goes from 60 megahertz to 108. So as you
Mm-hmm.
know, between 60 and 80 is nothing but a dead zone.
Yeah.
So I use that a lot because actually at the temple, I got at 72.5, I got responses through at 72.5. And if you do your
Hmm.
research, you'll know that on FM there's no stations in that area.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's funny. I didn't. I was real skeptical of spirit boxes when they first came out,
uh-huh.
but then I used one, and I heard it start saying a bunch of words I know they can't say on the radio.
Yep,
My
like
my
fucking
background's in
pussy and
broadcast journalism. My
yeah,
background's in broadcast journalism. I know what the fines are for using those words.
yeah.
And I know there isn't a DJ in the country that will use them, and
Except for
Uh-huh.
Howard Stern.
except for like Howard Stern, who the radio station doesn't care because he's bringing in more money than what the fines are going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, those when you hear that stuff, you're like, time out. That was not said on the radio.
Yeah.
You know,
Or like when you ask a certain question and you get a direct response to that question.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, some could argue that could be chance. Well, you're probably right, but what is the odds of that happening?
right.
Yeah.
Anytime chance is involved, you have to figure in probability as well.
Yeah. And as well as I do, if you ask any direct question and you get an immediate direct response to that specific question that you answer, you asked, that's what I try to look for.
I was actually watching a YouTube video not too terribly long ago of a guy. He was in a foreign country, and he was using a spirit box that had no white noise, no nothing. It was just flipping through stations, and direct words would come out.
Mm-hmm.
And the answers he was getting was so directly related to what he was asking, like very specific.
Yeah.
Very specific. And to me, that was just so much confirmation,
Yeah.
that the spirits can manipulate that
yeah.
the frequency to produce results.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever thought about building something, or have you built one already? Possibly, something like an EDI.
I haven't. I haven't looked, done that far into it. Now, like the geophones and stuff I've done, and I just haven't, I haven't got too much into the EDI. Like an all.
I wonder if anyone's ever investigated with a geophone and a REM pod in close proximity to each other.
I don't know. I've never encountered that myself.
Not like side by side, but put them like, say you got a staircase.
Uh-huh.
So you put the REM pod at the top of the stairs, and then you put a geophone kind of middle of the stairs. So if something were to walk up and down stairs, because all of us hear stories of stuff walking up and down my stairs, stuff walking up and down my stairs.
Uh-huh.
Put that geophone, 2 or 3 steps down from that REM pod or even further. And that way you could actually track something walking.
Yeah. You need to tell Christopher stop going up and down them damn stairs. That's the first thing you got to do.
No, that woman is silent as an assassin when she goes up and down stairs.
Really? Like
we used to live in a house with stairs, and the bathroom was downstairs. And one night I walked down there to go pee, and I'm standing there peeing, and all of a sudden I turn around, this white pasty woman was behind me, and she about got her head taken off.
I want to be silent. You won't know I'm coming.
It took her about a year of marriage to figure out that you don't walk up behind me and scare me.
Especially when you're peeing, man. You might get peed on. Watch out.
Yep, that's a real possibility.
I just when I left y'all for a little bit and walked into my bedroom, go to my bathroom, I looked over at Jackie's wall, and she got some shelves there. And at first I was joking, but she did clear a space out for this doll.
Crystal's obsessed with the real Annabelle. She wants the real Annabelle.
I think she put it.
I've looked at some of these even like replica, like 12 to 16-inch dolls. Like, I mean, dude, you're talking hundreds of dollars for these, just the doll.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, man, I ain't trying to, like, I'm always trying to work on a budget for the customer. So, I mean, like, I'll do it if they want me to do it, but they're going to have to pay, like, dang. But I'm really excited about this one. I think a lot of people, I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. I mean, this one sold in the first 15 minutes, and I didn't even put a description. I just put a video up on the Facebook, and that was it.
Wow. Well, I know she done cleared it, and the what made it so freaking sad. I mean, it was like
This doll goes on all of our investigations with us anyway.
she put this doll. She's gonna put that Annabelle doll next to her Build-A-Bear.
So we need to get this guy. We need to get a REM pod inside this guy.
Hey, send it to me, and I'll take care of you.
She's gonna put it. She's gonna put
This
it
one's
right
from
next.
I believe it's from the 50s.
Yes. He's a
Oh,
collectible.
wow.
Yeah, he's a collectible, and he's the model of a man. What was his real name?
Emmett Kelly.
Emmett Kelly, who was with the Ringling Brothers Circus, and their museum is here in Peru, Indiana.
I met his son.
And she met his son. See, clowns they actually patent their face makeup. And they pass it down through generations of their family. So she has an autographed picture of his son in his makeup. And so
that's awesome.
Yeah. So this guy goes with us on every investigation anyway. So she's like, why not turn him into a REM pod?
Yeah.
The only thing I know is she didn't clear that shelf out. She didn't move the Build-A-Bear doll over a little bit. She got rid of the other doll that was next to it. She wants Annabelle and the Build-A-Bear doll to hold hands.
That's because that's my Build-A-Bear. I made her that Build-A-Bear.
Oh, you have the autographed picture? Yeah, see, there's his son.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the only thing I got to be careful on this is it probably won't be called the Animal, REM pod. It'll just be a REM doll, because I've got to watch out for,
licensing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just happens to look like Annabelle.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I didn't know. I've never seen Conjuring before.
When you bought the doll, you're able to alter it any way you want.
Nope.
Pretty much.
You still have copyright laws.
Yeah, I know. You just can't use the name because it's copyright.
Yep.
Put a freaking mole on it. Put a mole on it, and you don't call it Annabelle. You call it, I don't know, Lucibel.
Diesabel.
Diesabel. There you go. Diesabel. You just put a mole. You made a change and it's not Annabelle. It's got a mole. There's not copyright infringement then. It sort of looks like it.
It's the likeliness.
But
Well, look, I got the pumpkin head. Pumpkin head.
Here,
go.
take these before
Yeah, it's pretty. Somebody sent me that. Pretty cool.
What's up?
Yeah, copyright laws are weird.
Yeah, copyright laws are always weird and hard to go around.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get around it.
I like your
Louisiana.
idea, REM doll. I like your idea. REM doll.
Yeah.
I'm a crafter, so I know.
I'm from Louisiana. We get around that kind of shit all the time.
Nope.
Well, it's 9:59,
Yes, Emmett Kelly. Great costume who it is, Crystal.
and
That's my buddy.
Yeah, he said hi, Crystal, in here when you walk through the screen.
And it's my buddy.
it's 9:59. We got to, we got to go. Before we go, don't forget, if you want to order anything, these ghosts, I highly suggest you go to their site and look at what they have, because I'll tell you what, it's your one-stop shop. Basically, you can get just about anything that you want from Jesse, and that's at these ghosts at Gmail or the Yahoo.
.com.
Is Gmail or Yahoo?
No, he's got his own
Just
website.
DeesGhost.com.
Oh, so it's deesghost.com.
They can click the
Just go to
thing.
deesghost.com and
And it's that website is pinned on these comments, so you can just click
Yes.
right on it and go straight to it.
yes,
Awesome.
and I highly suggest you visit his site. And like I said, he does great work. So I support him 100%. And he's
Much
got
appreciated.
my thumb of approval, and for what it's worth, anyway. And my these people don't listen to me. They don't.
That was
You do
Howard's
better if I say-
non-wiping thumb.
That's the thumb that goes in the butthole when I'm wiping. No, I might do better if I say don't go to Jesse's site. It sucks, And you might get triple the amount of people go on there.
No, seriously, go check out his site. Go check out his wares.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he's a real nice guy, and he's insuring his stuff. So people, that's like going to Best Buy and buying that shit, and you got an insurance on it. So I mean, you can't beat that.
Yep, there is an option when you pick your product. There will be an insurance option below it to hit. If you want insurance, just make sure you hit that button.
Yep. So with that being said, tomorrow night on the Petri Dish, we're going to have Miss Dana Holyfield come on again, and she's going to get her first taste of Petri Dish. She's already knows what she's expecting.
That's
So-
sweet lady. Oh, Howard.
I feel for her. I do. But you know what? It has to be done. And then next week on Paranormal Small Talk, we will have the Ghosty Girls. Gracie and Vivi going to be back on. Love those girls to death. I think of them as my nieces or sometimes my daughters. They got the same brain as I do, which is really messed up. I mean, these girls I love them to death. I really do. And then next week on
she'll be in on that show.
Who's that?
She'll be in on that show.
Oh, she's gonna come on. She's picking and choosing. I want Tim.
You can have him. I'll send him to Louisiana. Bye.
Ah! I'll have him so big on beignets, he won't even be able to move.
I got my own.
Gumbo. I'm more of a gumbo. I'm more of a gumbo guy, Howard.
Gumbo and po' boy, huh? He's a gumbo and po' boy man.
Oh boy.
Gumbo, etouffee.
I'd kill a full boy right now.
And then that's on Paranormal Swamp Talk. And next week on Petri Dish, we'll have Mr. Ryan Seymour coming on. A lot of people, I haven't seen Ryan in a while, so we're going to get him to come on and talk to us a little bit.
Get it. Well, if I can get my arm turned right, get him to play that for you, Howard.
We'll let him play some guitar, whatever he wants to do. That'll be on the
He's a
Petri
great
Dish.
guitarist.
So there's no telling what's happening. Miss Rosie just sent me a message. She says, I'm sorry.
Aliens got her.
Yeah, aliens did get her. She's been abducted. Jason, you were right. Jason, you were right. She's been abducted. So, yeah, don't miss that show. I'll tell you right now with the Ghosty Girls, it's always a great show.
Friday night,
Um,
13th Dimension. We have the Ravens Paranormal out of the Netherlands.
yeah. And then Saturday, I'll have, we do the Para Informant. I have no idea what Blake has in mind, but it's going to be a good show. And then I'll be guest person on with Jenny's show over there in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a great show if y'all want to tune in. That's going to be Saturday at 2:00 Central Time. And I'll post it on Paranormal Swamp Investigations and Swamp Talk pages, so y'all be able to see that if you want. Again, I really do appreciate it, Jesse, you coming on.
Hey,
I
no
know this-
problem.
I know it's past your bedtime. I can see you're tired because I'm sitting here. I'm tired, and I've been up since
I know you were
3:00
you were
this morning.
wiping your eyes earlier.
I've been up since 3:00 this morning, man. It's like I had to go do that movie. I'm a movie star now.
Heck yeah.
But
He's getting a credited role.
I get a credited role.
That's
He's got
what's up.
lines and everything.
Well, not on that. Well, I don't know about the courthouse scene. This one here, I basically ran at her and I, yelling stuff like, "Did you do it? Did you do it? You crazy woman on me." And she is from Missouri. She is from Missouri. So, I mean, that's something you might want to look into. She just got, and that's Pamela Duff, I think her last name was. And you can go to YouTube or whatever, and then you can look up the movie. It's The Thing About Pamela. And it's some twisted shit. I'm going to tell you that now. It's actually from a Dateline NBC series that they had, and they did it, and it went downhill for Pamela from that point on.
Oh wow!
So it'll be a great movie to watch. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm gonna be ready for it. So, with that being said, I thank everybody for coming on, and I want y'all to wish everybody a happy week. Or we'll see you tomorrow. I'd like to see y'all come on tomorrow, and everybody have a good night, because Howard's going to sleep his ass off. I'm going to tell you that now. I'm going to be like comatose when I get these shoes off my feet and just lay down in that bed, go night night.
Oh yeah.
And Jesse, we'll be getting in touch with you. I will be getting in touch with you. I do want some of the we're going to be making some orders.
Cool. Good, man.
Get a big box ready, because I want some cat testicles too in that box. Well, I've not been wanting some. I know, but I want some of them. I've been looking for them. I said, well, no, why? Just get them from Jesse. So,
yeah. Awesome.
All right, Tim, you have anything you want to add?
No, I'm good. I just want to thank Jesse for indulging my schematic mind tonight.
That's what I do.
And I'm looking forward to getting that Jacob's ladder soon.
I'll be working on it.
That's test phase, Howard. That's in test phases.
I'll test it out.
Cattle prod to him.
And I heard her. She's mean, man. She mean so about Jackie. Always hit him, Jackie. Hit him. I was talking to Jenny tonight. She was doing the same thing. Just because I told Jackie, I said, "Damn, you're getting old. I'm going to have to trade you in on a younger model." Hit him.
Like
Jenny and I are sisters.
I'm used to that, Howard.
Jenny and I share a brain.
I had to get trained.
You had to get trained. Send the brain this way. Don't let it get damaged. We share a brain.
I did enough damage to it from the ages of about 12 to about 24 anyway, Howard.
So that's our warpness. That's what, that's fine. I mean, that's for self-indulgence and stuff. But no, don't let the women hit our head. It's our brain, man.
Hardly enough brain cells left as it is.
Well, Jesse, it's up to you, brother. Look, it's either I order from you or I'll be ordering from the Swift Colony catalog. And trust me, I don't need to be ordering from this. Hey, man, the grandbabies ain't getting shit this year.
All right,
guys. Well, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on, Jesse. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, and like I said, post on my page, man. Post.
I will.
Whatever you want to.
And any of the Things pages, Things Network, Things, the team, Things, Universal. We've got, I don't know how many members on Things Universal.
I don't know, but I approved most of them. So
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. You just opened the door to you, Jesse. A lot of people just opened up the door to you. So
Absolutely.
That's a lot of new customers.
Awesome. Much appreciated, guys.
Absolutely, brother.
You be able to afford that.
Have a good night.
you'll be able to
Me too,
afford that
brother.
extra can of pot of meat this week. I know you need it. I'm looking forward to a can of pot of meat. I love pot of meat. So thank you, Jesse. I
All
appreciate it,
right, you
brother.
too. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.